Hey, you! I'm your nutrition coach. My name is Jackie Poole. Welcome to Happiness is a Healthier Habit. Let's get today's episode started. Before we get started today, the next few episodes are going to be geared to highlighting some of these exceptional individuals that are going to be attending and vendors in the Keep Austin Balanced events that I will be joining, and we're going to all be collaborating on November 14th. If you haven't signed up, the link will be in the show notes, but I'm so excited to dive and have some conversations and just talk about this event because in a world where it is crazy, we're in the season, end of the year, this is a time to give to yourself, nurture yourself with individuals that have so much value and are on a mission to talk and speak everything health and wellness. So join us on this quick interview. All right. Oh, we're all good. We're all good.
So not reading my mic. Go to my headsets. So how's life treating you?
We are here. Life could be better. I'm not gonna lie. We're hitting some turbulence with, personal stuff. But honestly, like what I do makes me happy. It provides me some other things to focus on. So yeah.
That's the one thing I learned with anytime you change positions, like if you're in water, there's going to be resistance. There's going to be turbulence. There's going to be going against the tide to go in your new direction. So that's to be expected.
Yes, definitely. I think since I moved to Katy, things haven't been as easy, as a smooth transition as I would like it to be, with the resistance of me not wanting to move over here, right? I wanted to stay in Austin. But I'm closer to family and definitely finding new ways to align with my mission and my goals. And honestly, I love that I still get and to keep in touch and talk to you guys, and especially be part of this Keep Austin Balanced movement that we have going on next month. I'm really excited about that, and just overall what everybody has to give, and that really comes from the heart from everybody. So I'm really excited about that.
Nice. Yeah, same here. And I can only imagine, especially having a client base here based in Austin or Kyle, and then to move to Katy and start fresh. The new face on the block.
Well, luckily it's not new. This is where I came from. So I lived here my whole life. But I think I really enjoyed making more the connections with people. I never, when you're in a place where you're comfortable, you're not really doing new things. And we didn't have family over there. So it was just me and my husband, and I'm very introverted. So for me to get out of my comfort zone and like actually go to networking and go to activities and meet new people, like that was really new to me and made me uncomfortable, but I really loved the people that I met. So I think that's what gets me a little bit, because I really pushed myself to do something beyond what I was used to doing. And so not that I have to start fresh, but I know how to kind of do that now. I know what I need to do to make new connections, to meet new people. And it's just a starting over kind of thing. It's just like,
So so tell me more about what you do more in depth. The most I really heard about what you do was at the Pop Poor Prosper event, and that was very high level.
I love that. I love that we got to meet there with very intimate people. But what I do, I'm a nutrition coach. I focus a lot on mostly healthy habits. I do talk about food and what food does, but as a mom, I think I've learned a lot more than anything else. You know, you can tell people that food is great and this is good for you. But I think I've learned a lot throughout my mom years and being a coach that is more building those habits and understanding why we do certain behavior. And so I've really focused my nutrition business and program along building more behavioral changes that benefit your lifestyle. And for me, I always talk about morning routines because it's one thing that has allowed me to be my best self. Give my me, time to breathe, to exercise, to do it all first thing in the morning, take care of me, and then go and do everything I need to do for my kids, for my husband, for my clients, for, I recently started personal training as well with my coaching program. So, and I'm homeschooling. So I have like a
Wow.
abundance of things that are going on in life. And so a lot of people are like, oh, you don't have to have a morning routine, or, you don't have to do that. You don't have the perfect, this or that. But I think having that me time has allowed me to still show up as my best self. And it may not be my 100% every day, but it can be 100% of my, 30% that day. Or, as long as I'm showing up for myself every day, no matter what, I think that makes such a huge difference. So I always focus with my business and building those good habits, especially for moms, and just taking that win first thing in the morning.
Absolutely. Yeah, morning routine is everything. How you start normally dictates how you're going to finish. And just hearing you rattle off everything that you are doing, and now you're doing personal training as well with the nutritional coaching, and you're homeschooling. God bless you.
Thanks.
Being a dad of 6, I
I remember.
cannot imagine homeschooling. And luckily, my youngest is 19, and so empty nested for real. But yeah, bless your heart. I'm praying for you right now. But as you speak, and being for what I do, um, uh, I do integrated success coaching to help high achieving and success driven women and mothers um, find integrated success at both home and business, or home and work. And I'm hearing you talking, I'm like, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of balls to juggle. And what is other, well, let's dig deeper and double click on your morning routine. What do you do to keep that smile on your face, to stay positive? Because the one thing I do know, being a coach, being a counselor, being a guide or a consultant with it, you have to maintain you, because all your fruit is going to come from that. And if you lose that, you don't have a business, because you can't relate to people. How do you maintain that?
Thank you. I like that question because I actually get that a lot. A lot of people think, even some of my clients, something that comes up a lot is, how do you stay motivated, right? How do you continue to, I show up, how do you wake up so early? My son has soccer, and I've made acquaintances with some of the moms. They're like, you really wake up at, 4 a.m? And I was like, yes, it's hard, and I'm not motivated to do it every day, but something that I've really learned is just, I keep it the same every day. I do the same thing even on the weekends. I don't want to say slack off, but there's times where I just keep my routines the same Monday through Sunday. It's not different because it's a weekend. I get to, sleep in. Obviously, there's things that happen, right? If we have, outings or things like that, but I still wake up. I have the same routine every morning. I drink my warm cup of lemon water. I take my peptides. I stretch or go run or go to the gym. I always make that routine the same, and I just give myself the same space for myself because it just allows me to show up. And if I can do that for myself every day, whether I'm motivated or not, because there's days that I'm not having a good night's sleep. Or, my kid wakes up in the middle of the night and he's throwing up, and we had to, clean the covers, because that actually happened to us last week. We went at the Renaissance Festival, and we ate a little bit of junk, and something just didn't hit the stomach right. Waking up in the middle of the night, cleaning up throw up, not fun. And so did I wake up in the morning? Yes. Did I want to do it? Absolutely not. But it's just doing the hard things that make it easier when I don't have to think about it, right? When I do this every day, it just becomes so automated to me that I don't even have to think about it. It's not even energy for me to take that. Oh, I have to, do I really have, it's just becomes so natural now that it's not hard for me to just decide I'm doing it because I'm doing
it. And that's powerful. And I mean, for a lack of better words or an analogy, it is life muscle memory, basically.
Yeah.
And I've been that way forever. And I will wake up habitually, no matter what. I wake up around 3:30, 4 o'clock every day. And my wife gripes because we try to sleep in. And our sleeping in is like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Our children are like, thought y'all said you're going to sleep in. Oh, we did. And then we get up, we go hit the gym. And so, no, I love that. And consistency is everything. Consistency is everything. And I know, like, Steve Jobs has a bad rap for a lot of things, but there's some key things that I really took from him was simplicity, sales, and scales, which blessed me, but also getting rid of decisions you don't have to make. And Absolutely. If you already know what you're gonna wear, like, I'm a basic guy, and my wife can't stand. She's like, "You're going shopping, Poppy." So she calls me Poppy, and she's like, "Poppy, you're going shopping. You're gonna get this, this, and this. If not, I'd wear t-shirts and sweats and this is all day, every day, and twice on Sunday." But getting rid of those decisions helps with the decision fatigue. And so Absolutely. I really love what you're doing there. And I think that's powerful. But let's go full circle. I want to go back to nutrition because the one thing I like to instill in my clients is longevity. And it's going to be health. It's going to be wellness. It's going to be mindset. I used to be a coach at Orange Theory, but I left simply because I wanted to do more, because my business is integrated. Everything I do is integrated because everything's connected. So going back to nutrition, what is the top 3 rules or the top 3 things that you would say, no matter what you do, A, B, and C, or what you need to do?
Yeah. So for lack of better terms, like, I really focus on weight loss. That is something that a lot of moms come with me. They struggle. They've done the yo-yo diets. They, cut food out and, they hit plateaus. So I really focus on weight loss. So I would say the top 3 would be, number 1, make it simple as possible and just stick to whole foods, right? If you can just stick to whole foods for most of your nutrition, most of your food, that alone will make you already 10 times healthier, right? You don't have to worry about, oh, I can't eat this, or it has these ingredients on there. When we stick to whole foods, our body knows that already. It processes it so much better, less inflammation, and it's just easier, right? You don't have to think, oh, I have to cut this or I have to cut that. It's just stick to whole foods. I think that is my number 1 tip when I start coaching with nutrition. I'm not going to tell you not to eat this or not to eat that, because that can, create relationships that we don't want with food. So when we just stick to eat whole foods, that is always number 1. And then to dive a little bit deeper is hit your protein. eat your meat, eat your, like, it doesn't matter, right? Eat your meat first. It is always, people say, I don't want to look bulky, I just want to lose weight. But when we eat protein, I mean, protein is so essential for not only weight loss, but it's needed for everything in our body, our bones, our hair, our skin, our hormones. So, when I talk to my moms, they're seriously under eating protein. See, it's ridiculous how much protein they're eating. And then when I tell them you have to eat this much, it's practically doubling what they're like, oh my gosh, I have to eat all of this. Well, that's the beauty of you eating natural food. You get to eat more. You get to not, focus on I can't eat this or I can't eat that. So I like that, changing that mindset, because it opens them up to seeing like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could eat this much and still lose weight, right? And still, feel better. So that's always a surprising, comment that I get, because it's funny. This weekend we were running a little late this morning, and so I have some like frozen, tacos, on occasion, because sometimes life gets a little crazy. So I throw those under the fryer and they cook themselves while we're getting ready. And so, example, those two little rolls are like 500 calories and they only have like 16 grams of protein, right? And so that is very, little protein when I compare it, when I have like a regular breakfast, when I have like 3 eggs and 3 pieces of bacon and some feta cheese along. That's like 40 grams of protein right there. And it's less calories. So when we're comparing food like that, it's just very surprising to people to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could eat this much. So we want to focus on whole foods. We want to focus on eating our protein and also just staying hydrated. I think that's something that a lot of people, really, most people are tired during the day. They're fatigued. And honestly, the number one reason is because they're dehydrated. Like, that is like the simplest thing. It's free. Drink all the water you can. And those, I think, are one of my top 3 focuses when we start off with the nutrition program, as far as when we really start just diving on simple things that we can change now that will really start making a difference on your energy, how you digest food, how your body starts to function, how you're sleeping. So those are the like 3 things that are on my top of the list. Like, let's get these things fixed first, and then we can start diving into macros and all of, integrated things that come along with nutrition, because sometimes we just need to focus on the basics of the basics. And once we got that covered, we can start looking into other things.
Absolutely. Build the foundation. Yes. And I mean, being a coach, that's one of the key things I've heard. I'll share a story with you. I had a young lady come to me, and I mean, she was slim, and I always told her, make sure you're eating properly. And one thing is I tell all my clients, you can't outwork a bad diet, and take your recovery days. Well, she came to me one time just crying and bawling, and I'm like, girl, what's going on? And her name was Ann, and she just crying. She goes, I'm the fattest I've ever been. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're this big. There's no way you're the fattest I've ever been. What are you talking about, girl? And so she starts telling me, you told me to get my in-body done, and you told me this, and I'm 33% body fat. And I was like, I said, I go, well, let me explain to you some things. And I go, first thing is, you're playing soccer. You work out here 4 to 5 days a week on top of soccer. Then what are you eating? And meat was sparing. And you can get everything you need from veggies and fruits. However, for me, I tried it. It's just virtually impossible for me to eat that much and that often. And I don't want to. I don't desire it. And so, just telling her, get something that's more calorically dense, get more protein, and, you don't mind meat, eat more meat, chicken and beef, and, get it in because it's going to have a complete profile for you. You don't have to worry about, let me combine this with this, and you can just go for it. And you'll find out you think you're going to eat more, but you really won't because it's going to really satiate you.
Absolutely.
And she just found out just because overtraining, underfueling, and even though she was slim, she was obese.
Yeah, your body starts breaking down the muscle because it's like,
and it uses the carbs and stuff for fuel, but the protein, that amino acid profile is building your muscles. And it's like your brain needs it. Everything is, like you said, going back to that full circle, that the protein is so valuable. And for longevity, they're talking now even more so in your upper years, that protein is going to really help you. And especially when it comes to the muscle, because, a lot of elderly people start dying faster after they have a couple of falls.
Yeah, after they start breaking bones.
Yeah.
Hips start giving out. I've definitely read that. And so even for elderly people, it's, I think, doubling the protein that they need to take.
Because you don't absorb it at the same rate. I'm 53 now, and, typically, the way standards say it's 0.8 to 1 gram per pound. But for me, I'm going even higher. So let me ask you this, being the fitness queen and the nutritional queen, what are your thoughts on, because there's always a sexy supplement of the day, and we'll get to peptides in a minute, but what about creatine?
Oh, Chris, I love creatine. I actually doubled my dose. So I started with 5 grams and I drink it actually with my warm water in the morning, and I mix it and I drink it first thing in the morning. Because when I work out first thing in the morning. So I'm not eating anything. Actually, some people can't do that, but I enjoy a fasted workout. And so I do that in the morning, and then I do another 5 with like my coffee or something like that. So I definitely take that every day. But not only for, strength gains and things like that, but also for cognitive function. There's so many studies, like we're talking for elderly people, people with Alzheimer's or dementia, like the improvements that, even like 20 grams of creatine can do on their mind is incredible. And so to think if I can just tap into that a little bit, for myself, I don't have to go all crazy with the 20. Some people have some gut issues with that. So
I'm guilty.
But 10 for me seems to be the magic spot. And so I love how I feel with that. And it's something that I just made that a regular thing. So there's so many new studies that come along with creatine these past few years. And it's such a simple supplement that you don't have to break the bank for. And it's something that, again, you can just add it to something you're already doing. For example, having that morning routine and having that water with it, not thinking about it. And so having that on a regular basis, Monday through Sunday, is something that I do and I love to as well.
Yes, no, I agree with you on that. I love it. I got my wife on it.
Especially for women. Yeah, especially for women.
Yes. And there's so many things that I've gotten her onto that typically, quote unquote, was a man thing. But it's like, you need this. And I like getting her to go heavier on her weights. I was like, baby girl, go heavier. And much like most women, I don't want to walk around looking like, I don't want to be bulky. I'm like, unless you're doing some other things to go with that, you're going to be fine. I want you to eat more, and I want you to go heavier. And so she's doing that, and she's getting her results. Funny story, she'd probably kill me for saying this, but I remember one time, we were lying in bed, and she's like, oh my God, I think I need to go to the doctor. I go, why? She goes, I don't know what this is. I go, maybe that's a deltoid. I mean, it was like very pronounced, and she just thought something was wrong. I was like, girl, that's a mean shoulder, girl. That's a mean shoulder. And she didn't know, she had never seen one on her before. And I was like, girl, you're my security. So whatever it needs to be. But yeah, no, I love creatine. So then let's dig into peptides. So you mentioned peptides, and if you're still doing make.
I absolutely am. Yes, I am. I love them.
Okay. What peptides are you digging into? Then I'm gonna throw maybe one or two at you that make doesn't make, pun intended.
Yeah. So Make is coming out with a few things, next year. It's supposed to be really big, with new products that they're coming in. But right now I take I take the Fit Peptides, I take Focus Peptides, and obviously like electrolytes and stress support that come along with that. Um, I've been taking them for about a year, depending on the season that I'm in, right? This season, I love to tell people, eat more. This is the time to do it. This is the time where we get to celebrate and have all of these things with our family and connect more. So if you're looking to put on muscle, to, get stronger, this is definitely the time to do it, right? And so I love the peptides because they're not only a combination of natural bioactive precision peptides that come from nature, from plants, but also they're combined with some of the things that a lot of people are missing, like vitamin D, magnesium, B12, things like that. And so for me, I actually had a vitamin D test last year, or actually in the beginning of the year. And the only thing I was taking was the peptides. And so my vitamin D levels were like at a 40. And so that's just doing, nutrition, focusing eggs. I always eat eggs. I never split the egg yolk or things like that. So when we focus on good nutrition and adding good quality supplements to your regimen, depending on your goals, they do make a difference on your body and how you feel. And so for me, not needing to take naps or, seeing those results like that, my cholesterol has gone down a little bit. I have a little bit of elevated cholesterol, but I haven't really changed anything and it has gone down. And naturally that comes due to, from some of the experts that I've talked to, some of the colleagues, is because I have a high protein diet. My triglycerides have gotten lower. So I'm really happy because I check my blood work, twice a year with a women exam and a, physical exam. I get to see those results and how my body is doing. And so I've noticed the difference, not only on how I feel, but I can physically put it on paper. I'm like, wow, it's really making a difference on how I'm doing.
Nice. So I'm not sure how versed you're on like other peptides like BPC 157, MOTC, and some others. What are your thoughts on those types of peptides?
Yeah, so I actually, my mom is a patient of mine and she had a really nasty fall in the beginning of the year. The way she landed, she messed her elbow. There's like a elbow bone attached ligament, and she was doing the exercises. She was not putting a lot of work on it, but the pain persisted for like 6 months. And so I was like, I'm gonna order you some BPC 157 orally, right? Because it can be injected. Sometimes that's a little bit more easier to see results. But our hands were right now, let's just do the orally, and it's already in your gut. So the chances of that making it to where it needs to be, it's probably more feasible with BPC 157. So she started taking that. I started giving her a protocol on just hanging and focusing on that strength, not really doing a lot of movement, but I told her to do a lot of hangs and work on that strength, and it's definitely improved it from the few months that she is taking it to the 6 months that she was not doing anything, just resting and not doing a lot of pressure. And she works in a nursery home, or not nursery home, like a plant
a nursery
place. Yes, a nursery. And so she's walking, she has to carry heavy loads. So her job demands of that. So with that, she needed to start using her arm. It's not like she could, not use it. So she definitely saw a big difference using that one. But as far as peptides, that's like the only one that I'm like really familiar with, along with besides like the one that makes mix.
Pun intended, huh? And I'm a dad, so get used to the dad jokes. My kids are like, "Oh, dad is so horrible," and I'm always making jokes. They're very daddy. All right, cool. So, who is your perfect target audience?
Perfect target audience, I would like to say my moms who are working, staying home, that are just struggling to figure out how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Because I know, I always say kind of weight loss can be easy. You can lose the weight, but if you keep gaining it back and losing it and gaining it back, like whatever you didn't work if you're having to do it again and again and again, right? So going back to the foundations, those are just, most people just think I have to eat less and work out more. And that's something that I've noticed a lot from my moms, that they're like, I just got to eat more. I just got to go run. I love running, but that is not the way to lose the weight. It is just surprising to me. They're like, I'm doing other things and I hit a plateau. It's not working. So with that being said, sometimes that can be a little bit hard for them to understand. And I love working with them because just really explaining to them how the body really works, and just doing the simplest things really can make a difference.
Got you. Yeah, and what I like to share with them, I give them the grading system. And what worked for me was, not everybody in school has to make straight A's. Don't try to be the valedictorian. This is you and what you want to do. So like when I became a coach, out of the amount of questions, I passed the personal training and group fitness coach thing by 2 questions. But in translation, when I started coaching and I got to for Orange Theory, I quickly became the coach. And so it was like the grade that I received didn't translate to the power of me as a coach. And so when it comes to your transformation, it's like, stop trying to be so 100%, because they look at coaches and they probably think, oh, she won't eat fried tacos. She won't do this. And I'm like, no, I enjoy. And sometimes I feel like, man, I ate too bad. And my wife and I are about 85%, 90% on point, on schedule. And we don't chase diets. We just live a certain way.
Yes.
And so speaking to what you just spoke on, it's just, I would share with them, don't try to diet, change your life.
Yes.
And that's why we go up and down, because we're just doing a quick routine. We're doing a diet. And then next thing you know, we stop doing the diet and wonder why, what happened.
Right.
Stop doing what got you here. And that's why you, no matter what, Monday through Monday, wake up at 4-ish in that range, So yeah, don't get an 85% passing grade, high B's. You're not a slouch. You're gonna get a scholarship to college, and then make it a lifestyle. Don't make it a diet.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, hearing more about what you do, I really think we could do some type of joint program, and I think that would be very powerful. They would complement each other. Let me ask you this. So I know you're going to be doing the Hormone Collective Experience, Keep Austin Balanced. What are you going to be doing there?
So I am going to be as a vendor. I'm going to be obviously offering my nutrition program, but I'm going to be having samples. I'm doing a free giveaway that day as well, either electrolytes or the Calm support, just so people can try them out. But I really just want to connect with people, try to see, if I can support anybody that's really looking to build better habits, build a better lifestyle, right? It's not just about losing weight, but it's about really building good foundations. And so I'm there to collaborate with, Alma, Jocelyn, all of these wonderful practitioners and people that really have a mission of just making everybody's life healthier, and not being so strict with life either, right? And so I'm really looking forward to just being part of this experience. We're going to be working out prior to the event. So I'm looking forward to doing Carolina's workout. And so just really vibing with Austin, connecting with you guys again, and just really honing this experience and also adding some me time, right? This is going to be a health experience. So enjoying all the other vendors that are going to be there as well. So I'm just really looking forward mostly to connect with anybody that wants to improve their health.
I love it. I love it. Nice. So you're going to be there. You're going to have your booth. You're going to be having samples, and then you're going to be speaking on your program. Will there be any special offers? Because what I was telling Alma, this is going to be the new Black Friday. 14th, it is the real Black Friday. The other one is a poser Black Friday. So what's going to be your offer? What's going to be your deal?
Yeah, so I'm giving a 10% off any program that you choose with me. I do a 3-month program, which is 12 weeks, with nutrition coaching and a workout, whether it be personal training or virtual training. So I offer that, or just a one-time plan personal protocol. So I have that. And then I also have the raffle that I'll be giving away. So if you sign up with me and just create an account that day with Make Wellness, then you'll be entered into the raffle, and it's worth about $50. So that will be looking forward to giving that away.
Nice. and I've taken Make, and the product tastes well. So for those people that it has to taste good, it tastes good.
That's not a worry.
Their flavor profile is good. It's on point. Okay, nice. And if you could share one thing, and one thing only, a piece of advice, and I like to have people use their imagination. So let's just say you had access to every communication device that existed to send one message out to the world, to the planet, or anybody that could hear and receive it. What would you say?
One message, Chris, I think I've made it a little clearer that I'm really very big on habitual things. And the one thing that has changed my life truly, that from when I started my health journey, being almost 200 pounds after my firstborn, really started with me deciding that I'm going to create this routine for myself. Deciding that I'm going to do this for myself, to choose to love myself. So the moment that you choose to stop being a victim and say, I'm going to put myself first, which is not easy when you're a mom. Sometimes you think that's, you have that guilt. A lot of feelings can trigger that or stop you from that. But knowing that as a mom, you have to put yourself first and create these habits that are really going to impact not you, but everybody that you encounter, your kids, your family, your friends, your work colleagues. It's truly made a difference in my life. So knowing that putting yourself first, there's no shade in that. And just having that morning routine, which really I live by, has really made a difference in how I teach my clients, my moms, my patients, that there's nothing wrong with that. And you're going to be your best self for it.
I love it. I love it. And as you were speaking that, that is what I coach. Because one of the key things I focus on is guilt. And as I've been dealing with my clients, I really found out that pretty much every symptom, from supermom syndrome to multitasking, overcommitting, what have you, it's guilt-based. It is guilt-based. And the villain and the face we put to this was Gina, the guilt gremlin, that little voice that always speaks and says, skip lunch, do more, don't rest. If you let them down, they're gonna, and quieting that voice is one of the key things. And just hearing you say mom guilt is massive.
Definitely.
And then choosing, or as I say, making that decision is powerful. Because for me, I just announced and accepted a $50,000 challenge, a 50K in 90-day challenge, where I'm building a business that's going to have reoccurring revenue at 50,000 per month in 90 days. And I was so hesitant to even announce that because on one thing, I've never generated a $50,000 business that's reoccurring revenue monthly. And so it's like, but I never will until I decide. And so, you know, that is like, you said a lot of powerful things, but I do believe foundationally that is like the most powerful, other than awareness, making the decision. And once you decide, then things will start to really transform. And decision leads to intention. Absolutely. And that is what shapes our reality, shapes our life. And so that is powerful. So I do want to talk to you offline because I do think we can put together something very, very crazy, very insane and transformative, because there's a lot of mental synergy there and belief system. So I like that. But yeah, that's powerful. And I can't wait for people to see this and hear this. And when you come to the Hormone Collective, Keep Austin Balanced on November 14th, you get to see a lot of good vendors. Make sure you stop by JP, Jackie Poole, nutrition coach, homeschooling mom, personal fitness trainer. What else are you doing? You making a movie? What else are you doing? She's doing it all.
Podcasting, you know, all the things.
She has Make Peptides that will make you feel better. So, you know, check her out and then look for our program, because we're going to put something together. It's going to be great. Outside of that, stay blessed by the best, and he'll do the rest.
Thank you, Chris.
Awesome.
Chris, I would love to chat with you, but Jennifer is going to be coming up here in the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to have to run because I'll be interviewing her in a little bit. But yeah, if you want to connect afterwards, we can definitely schedule another meeting like this. So if you have anything else, I will try to drop these out probably tomorrow. Oh, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Premature putting my mic up. My external mic. Can you send me the recordings?
Yes. I will send the recordings probably today, and I will post everything on my socials tomorrow. Okay, beautiful. And then, yeah, I'll reschedule with you because I think we could do something, and that'd be dope. I'm excited, Chris. This was really great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. See you soon. Bye. Bye.